Hey everyone! My name's Katie Bertrand and I'm super excited today to be a guest on Lori's YouTube channel. I am the owner of So Cute by Katie in Louisville, Kentucky. I have just recently started my own YouTube channel, so be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Lori's channel and to my channel, So Cute by Katie. You can visit us on Facebook as well and on our website, socutebykatie.com. Today I'm going to be doing a sewing video with you. I'm going to be making a memory pillow made from a button-up shirt. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and just talk about a couple of the supplies that you will need to make the shirt. This is a very easy beginner project. So the first thing you will need is a pillow insert. I'm going to be using an 18 by 18 inch pillow insert from Walmart. You can get pillow inserts from any craft store, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Michael's may have them, I'm not totally for sure, or Walmart. And you can also order online. So I'm going to be using an 18 by 18. Depending on the size of your shirt, you can certainly use a smaller size. The 18 I think just is a pretty standard size. So I'll be using that. I have my Oxford shirt that I'm using, so I'm using a button-up. I have also made these with a polo shirt or a t-shirt, so you can use that as well. And then you'll just need some coordinating thread. You will need a ruler. I personally like these flexible clear rulers. This is an 18-inch ruler, which is perfect for the size pillow I'm going to be making. So you'll need a ruler, and then you'll need a marking pen. I'm going to be using some tailor's chalk because I do alterations, so I have lots of tailor's chalk to mark with. You can use a fabric marking pen, a disappearing ink. Just make sure that anything you use, we're going to be cutting on those lines, so it's not too important to make sure that it does come off because we're just going to be marking the square with that. And then you'll need your sewing machine and a pair of scissors. So now that we have all of our supplies, let's go ahead and get started. One of the things that I do on the memory pillows is I like to embroider a little saying, and it says, "This is a shirt I used to wear. When you hold it, know I am there." So I like to embroider this on my shirts, and I have actually put this embroidery file on my website for free. I have it in the PES and DST version. The website is socutebykatie.com, and that's S-E-W, socutebykatie.com. If you click on the online classes and patterns tab, you'll be able to find the embroidery file. I don't sell embroidery files, so that's why there's not an actual tab for it. So I just put it with our online classes and patterns, and you'll be able to download that for free. So I go ahead and I embroider the saying on my shirt before I make the pillow. It just makes it easier. It fits into a 4x4 embroidery hoop and fits on your pocket perfectly. So next I'm going to go ahead and lay out my shirt. I'm going to go ahead and change my camera angle so that you all can see down on my table and see what I'm doing. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them when our video is over. So let me change the camera angle for 1 second. That way you can see what I'm working on. All right. Okay. So as you can see, I've got my shirt. I'm going to leave it buttoned up, and I've already ironed it so it's not have too many wrinkles. So go ahead and smooth that out, leave it buttoned, and you want to take your clear ruler. And the other benefit of this clear ruler is it is 18 inches wide, so it makes it super easy to use for this project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here at the highest point before I get into the neckline or anything, and I'm going to just mark with my chalk a line. Let's see. The center button is right on 9 inches, so that is our halfway point. So that's a perfect place to know that you're in the center. You can kind of eyeball it. So I'm just going to make my chalk mark and start at the top all the way across. When you're making a pillow, you want to cut the fabric the same dimensions as the pillow insert. So I'm using an 18 by 18 inch pillow, therefore I'm going to cut my material 18 by 18. Now you would think that that would be too tight, but actually it makes it fit the pillow nice and tight. Doesn't have any loose, it's just nice and fitted. So you don't want to add any extra seam allowance or anything like that. So just mark your first line across the top, 18 inches wide, and then we're going to use that line to come down and create our bottom line. Scoot this up a little bit. And I'm just going to mark right here across the bottom. So I've got top to bottom, I've got 18. I'm going to put another mark just on the other side of the button placket. And then I'll use my ruler and I'll put my 9-inch marking right on the center there again. And I'm going to mark across. So now I've marked my top and bottom lines, and now that I have my top and bottom lines, I can connect the side lines. Just want to keep this nice and smooth because we're going to cut both layers at once. So now I'm going to come over here and connect the corners. Now depending on the size of your shirt, you may or may not get into the arm seam. Mine is right inside of this, but if you have a smaller shirt, you may be using some of this if you're using a larger pillow. So I've just done my chalk mark, connected those dots, and then I'm going to come across. I'm just going to go ahead and mark one line from this side seam over to that side seam. That way I know I've got all my lines matching. And I know it's kind of hard to see the chalk line. I should have used a darker shirt for you all. I'm double checking my own line here. Okay. Try to make that a little darker. And now I'm going to draw my last line, and I've drawn an 18 by 18 inch square right here. Okay, so the next thing you'll want to do is get your scissors, and we're going to cut through the front and the back of this shirt right on our line right here. So go ahead, make sure this is nice and smoothed out, and we're going to go ahead and cut through both layers, both front and back. And if you want, you can use a rotary cutter. I just am using my scissors, either is fine. But this is a great way to learn to make pillows, just in general as well. And then we'll cut this side. And then I will cut across the top. And the rest of this can go in the trash, or you can use the scraps for another project. So now we have this. This is the front piece. Go ahead, leave the top two buttoned, but unbutton the middle, because what will happen is then we'll be able to use this opening to turn our pillow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the back piece and lay out the front here and smooth out the button placket. Then I have pulled out the back. We're going to put right sides together. So I'm going to lay my back piece on top of the front piece and line it up. And then you'll want to get some pins and then pin your pieces together. Now, since we are, make sure you pin the button placket together, but normal pillows, you're gonna have to leave an opening for the insert to be put in, or if you're gonna use polyfill to stuff it. But when you're using a shirt, we already have our opening, and that's through the button placket. So what you won't need to have an opening. So you will just do one continuous sewing line all the way around. And I would probably just put, you don't have to put a million pins. I'm not really a big fan of pinning, but for this project I'm going to. So we have that put together. You can see where the pins are and button placket. And then we'll just go ahead and take this over to the sewing machine. It doesn't matter where you start. That's just personal preference. You want to start at the center bottom, that is perfectly fine. But what we're going to do, we'll take it over to the sewing machine and we will stitch right along here. We'll use a 5/8 seam allowance. Once you get to the corner here, you want to put your needle down into the material, and then you'll be able to turn it and swivel around and then stitch down the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and slide my sewing machine over and hopefully get that in view so you can kind of see what I'm working on. Let's see. Let's change our angle here a little bit. Okay, let's go ahead and take it over to the sewing machine. Now you've got markings on your sewing machine for 5/8, and you can just line that up. Go ahead and take a few stitches, and then you'll want to back stitch to lock in the stitching so it doesn't come undone. And if your machine has a setting to keep the needle down, go ahead and just put it in that mode to keep the needle down when you stop stitching. And then we're just going to sew all the way around 4 sides. Now as I come to this corner, I'm kind of eyeballing about 5/8, and I'm going to leave my needle down, and then on my machine the presser foot automatically pops up just a little bit. So you'll need to raise your presser foot, swing it around, get straight again, and then start stitching down your other side. Let me see if I can adjust this. I want you all to be able to see this really well. Let's see if that's better. Okay, so now you can see as I'm stitching, coming up to the next side, needle down. My presser foot has raised just a tiny bit. Raise your presser foot and swing the material around. Put your presser foot back down and then continue down the next side. Stopping a little bit, needle down, swing it around, stitch down the next side, stop with your needle down. And we're coming back around around the bottom, and we're going to meet the stitching where we started. I'm going to just do a little back stitch to lock that in, and then we are finished. Okay, slide this over. Now let's get the camera back where you all can see what I'm doing. All right, so now we have stitched around all the sides, and we have this opening where we had left the buttons undone. Before we turn it, you can do two things. One, if you have a serger, you can finish your edges, you can serge them, or if you want to use pinking shears, you can clip them, or you can even do a zigzag stitch. That is just helpful for when you wash an item that you don't have all these loose threads in there. The other thing is when you make a pillow, you want to clip the corners. So you just clip straight across like this. That reduces the bulk when you go to push out the corners. So do that on all four corners right here. Okay. So now we are ready to turn our shirt. So we can open this up because we have the buttons undone and turn it right side out. Now on this, you can probably use your finger to poke out those corners. You can also use your scissors, but you have to be very, very careful because if you get too overzealous with the scissors, you can very easily poke a hole in it. So they don't advise it, but it works really good. So they also make a little point turner. You can use that, but I just use the end of my scissors or my finger. And I'm just gently pushing that bulk, pushing that corner out. So just be very careful so that you don't make a hole. Again, I'm just kind of push that with my fingers and then use my scissors to gently get my corners pushed out. And last one. Okay, now if you need to, you can go ahead and iron your pillow. But we are now at a point where we can go ahead and put the pillow in. And the only thing you'll need to do is button it up and you are finished. Isn't that awesome? So it's a really quick and easy, I've opened my pillow. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this tag off because it just doesn't get me in there. Now I'm gonna take the pillow and kind of squinch it up like this and open my opening. Doesn't matter how it goes in. You kind of squish it. And then take your hand and push the bulk into the corners, okay? And I'm just kind of pulling it in there. This is much easier with a pillow form, but you certainly could use polyfill if you wanted to, but the pillow form just makes it look really nice. I'm kind of smoothing this out. So I've got my pillow in there, working the corners a little bit as needed. And now the only thing you need to do to finish this is literally button the shirt. Super easy. This is a wonderful gift to give somebody that's lost a loved one. It's super comfy, cozy, they can hold on to it. Whoops, got some threads on the back. Straightening out my back here and it felt the wrinkles. So now you can see the pillow is finished. So let me reach up here. Now let me hold up the finished project so you can see it even better. But now you have just completed your first memory pillow. So let us know what you think about the project. If you have any questions while making it, if you have other shirts or other ideas, you know, if you need any help, be sure to just comment and I'll be happy to help you in any way possible. I think this is just a really neat project. It's a great gift to give somebody, and it's a wonderful keepsake. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. And I hope to see you guys soon in another video soon. And thank you so much, Lori, for letting me share this tutorial on your channel. Have a great day, guys.